Comic Friday.
Hey guys, welcome to Comic Book Friday, where we look at comic books and mangas based off video games. Today, we'll take a look at the first two volumes of Vampire Savior, Tamashi no Mayoigo by Mayumi Asuma. Vampire Savior, The Lord of Vampire, is a game that came out 20 years ago, in 1997. It's the third game in Capcom's vampire franchise, known as Darkstalkers in the West. The manga adaptation began publication later that year, appearing monthly in Gekkan Gangan Wing, a manga magazine published by Enix. The artist, Mayumi Asuma, is mostly famous for creating the series Elemento Gelad and was responsible for the Star Ocean 2 manga adaptation. She was also in charge of character designs for the Game Boy game Star Ocean Blue Sphere. For those who've never heard about Darkstalkers before, it was basically Capcom's answer to SNK, who were pumping out great fighting games in the 90s, one after another, hoping to take the spotlight away from Street Fighter. Darkstalkers features some pretty dark themes, crazy monstrous characters, and lots of morph animations, air blocking, and air attacks. The main character in this version of the story is Lilith. The story acknowledges that the previous game, Vampire Hunter, already took place. At the beginning, Lilith starts out not knowing much about her world, how to fight, nor any of her special attacks. The story creates scenarios for her to learn them one by one, with moves being given a context within the plot. We get to see her become stronger as the manga progresses. And that's basically the purpose of the first volume, to introduce readers to the setting and characters. It actually takes place before the story of the game even begins, so Lele and Linlin are still depicted as normal human girls. To help things out, a new human character appears in the first volume, John Stardley, who serves as a means for Lilith to understand what it means to live. The second book is where things really kick off, with all of the characters going to the Majigen, the demon world where the game's battles take place. And here, all of the characters begin to fight one another in a tournament setting. The art of this manga might seem a bit too cute at first, but it actually has all the action, explosions, stabbing, and blood that you'd expect from the series. The character art is actually really detailed, and there's a lot of work put into the backdrops when they appear. The fighting is mostly really good, especially on the second volume, though there are a few panels where the action is a little difficult to follow. The intensity is always there, but the characters and moves of Vampire Savior can get so crazy that it's not the easiest thing in the world to depict in this format. That said, Asuma put in some serious effort to this end, and almost every attack has at least an extra panel setting it up, so that you can visually understand how they work. This also makes many of the attacks look really cool and dramatic. The best aspect of this manga are the characters. Almost everyone reads pretty much like they did in the games, complete with a few lines being pulled right out of it. Despite the focus on Lilith, the star of the show here is Buleta, aka BB Hood in the West. She was already a riot in the games, being a cute girl who is actually the cruelest and most selfish character in the cast. In this manga, all of her appearances are laugh-worthy moments. Her moves are all there, including a very funny depiction of her calling for backup. Given that the manga is split into 5 volumes, they can actually take their time to tell a story and flesh everyone out, which is a nice change of pace compared to most video game adaptations. Usually, game mangas end much too soon, and we rarely get to see most of the important characters and moments from games make the transition. The Darkstalkers anime miniseries, as amazing as it was, barely showed anyone beyond the few characters that the story focused on. In here, I was surprised to see Sasquatch finally get his time to shine, and despite how silly he is, he actually feels like a real threat. There are also quite a few surprises here and there. The first fight in Volume 2 did not end the way I would expect it, and it really increased the tension for future battles. These mangas are not too expensive. If you're not in Japan, you can still easily find them in Amazon or eBay. The first volume was apparently scanlated, so you can give it a read in English if you're curious. Hopefully, Udon Comics or someone else will pick this up one day and bring them over. That's it for today. If you have any questions, comments, or video suggestions, do let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time!